the company. Next, my partner will talk about performance appraisal of international employees.
So the performance appraisal, it is the process of assessing an individual performance in systematic ways. It comprises a formal process of goal setting, performance appraisal, and feedback. The individual traits, various job-related factors, and one's potential for future performance are measured in the performance appraisal. Usually, the performance appraisal outcome is linked to a number of personal decisions, such as the payment, promotion, and the training opportunities that the company will offer to their employees. And there are two main differences in the international performance appraisal. The first one is in the way the process is handled within the company. Employees can have input into their own job goal settings in German and Sweden, but in the United States, we know the job goals are usually assigned by the company. And the second difference is the type and length of assignment also influence how performance management is handled. People on short-term assignments were treated the same as any employees in the company. There was more flexibility in the timing of the performance review for those assigned to the long-term projects. The performance criteria. Goals are transferred into the performance appraisal criteria specifically and measurably. Performance criteria usually consist of three kinds of goals. The first kind is the hard goals. Hard goals is the objective qualification and can be directly measured, such as the return on investment of the human capital and the market share. The softer goals is usually describe the relationship and the trait-based skills, such as the leadership skill or the interpersonal skill. And the third goals is the contextual goals. These goals are described as the factors that result from the situation in which performance occurs. The use of transfer pricing, other financial tools to control risk, exposure, and tax expenditure. As we all know, there are a lot of disadvantages by applying each kind of the goals, such as for the hard goals, if the company major focus is on the hard goals, so the top management team will try everything to reach these kind of goals, such as they will just give up the long-term potential development for the company and just focus on the short-term good performance. But an appraisal system that use hard, softer, and contextual criteria builds up on the strengths of each will minimize their disadvantages. The next, other factors affecting appraisal. The first factor is who conducts the performance appraisal. Typically, employees are appraised by their immediate supervisors. In this section, we will talk about the parent country appraisals and the host country appraisals, the difference between these two. Usually, the difference is between the parent country appraisal and the host country appraisal is the company used the standardized or the customized performance appraisal forms. As we all know, the standardized appraisal forms assist the collection of actual performance data on which personnel decisions can be made and allowed for cross-employee comparisons. Data from the standardized appraisal is easy to be collected, analyzed, and interrupted. But a lot of managers say just without the international assignment experiences, so they may not aware of the need to take contextual criteria into their consideration, and they think to make standardized appraisal is much easier to do. And the other factor, the second factor that will affect appraisal is the frequency of appraisal. The formal appraisal is commonly on a yearly basis, but in the research, it shows the United States companies usually using annual appraisal system were more likely to use standardized appraisal forms and hard criteria. And also the performance feedback can affect the appraisal. We know timely feedback is very important to employee because they can maintain and improve employees' performance. And also the geographical distance will affect the performance feedback, like the timely and for example, the timely and the appropriate feedback is only available against the hard criteria. Interpersonal relationships and an effective inflection virtual work group relation. Sometimes these two factors are very important because in the example, the email reporting system sometimes will lead some misunderstanding between the managers and the employees. Next, we will talk about appraisal of host country nationals. The practice of a performance appraisal confronts the issues of cultural applicability. Performance appraisal in different nations can be interpreted as a signal of distrust or even insult. In Japan, a manager cannot directly point out a work-related problem or error committed by a subordinate. It is necessary to use host country nationals to assist in designing a customized and suitable system for appraising subsidiary employees. And in the host country national manager is expected to perform a role that is conceptualized by a psychologically and physically distant parent company, but enacted in an environment with other roles centers who are both psychologically and physically close. This is the description of the issues that the host country nationals mainly faced right now is the goal conflict. And this is the relationship figure that shows the host country nationals goal, but I'm so sorry, it's too vigorous. By the summary, in this chapter, we talk about the basic components of performance management system, that is conscious of the response to the organizational, national, and international elements. Multinational performance aspects, we talk like the whole global versus the part subsidiary, and then the comparable data, and the violation of the global environment, and the effort of the distance and the level of maturity. And also we talk about the performance management as a culture mechanism was briefly discussed, and the factors associated with the expatriate performance and compensation package, task and roles, and headquarters support, also the host environment factors and cultural adjustment. The performance management of non-expatriates and those on non-standard assignments. We use the virtual assignment as an illustration of some of the aspects that need to consider in these non-traditional assignment types. And also we talk about the issues relating to the performance appraisal of international employees and appraisal of host country national employees in subsidiary operations. So thanks for listening. Do you have any questions?